Thank you for joining us on the Sports on Pulse. I'm Gary Al Smith, and today we are talking about motivation. What's sport without motivation? People need to be motivated internally or intrinsically, or it has to come from somewhere. When it comes to motivation in this country, especially for women's football, it's a bit of an eyesore. And even as the national under-20 team are in the middle of the under-20 Women's World Cup in Papua New Guinea, and the Black Queens are getting ready for the Women's African Cup of Nations, it's become a big topic again. Are the Black Queens and Princesses being neglected by government? We are going to get two perspectives to the issue, and then in studio we discuss it dispassionately. First of all, here is Black Queens player Florence Dotson. She started growing with the team from the under-17 level. She's risen through the ranks, and currently she is a national senior team player. She discusses how she had to buy her own ticket, even as she had to play for the Black Queens recently.
Well, I was actually waiting for my ticket to join the team, and they never bought the ticket. So I was actually coming home for holidays, and unfortunately had to buy a ticket. And I came, yeah, and I came, and then coach, I was actually testing, calling, talking with coach. He was working on the ticket, but it never came. So I bought it, and then I came down, and he called me to camp, and I joined the team. So
That's Florence Dotson speaking there. There are several of these stories in many other facets of the team's preparations. You will recall that the under-17 team recently were in Asia, and they crashed out in the quarterfinal of their competition, also having similar challenges as well. In studio with me is Kwekwahin of the Joy Sports Desk. Thank you very much for joining us. At a point, we'll also hear from Samira Suleiman, a striker of the Black Queens as well, to get her thoughts on the matter. It's been interesting, and all this has come in the wake of the fact that we know that, you know, the under-20 team currently in the Women's World Cup are having similar issues. Bring us up to speed as to some of the challenges they are facing.
Once again, it's the fact that there's no management from the ministry at Papua New Guinea with them. The team were neglected even on their way to camp. They camped in Australia weeks before the tournament. There was no form of support from there. They stayed in Australia without enough support. Even their trip to Australia had to be postponed a couple of days and weeks because there was no money. They finally went to Australia just for a few days, and then they went to Papua New Guinea. So the road to Papua New Guinea has been a bit of topsy-turvy, not very smooth. So that's where we started from.
Speaking of the road to major tournaments, the Black Queens are yet to start the Women's African Cup of Nations as well. The road is not very smooth as well, because they had wanted to be playing high-profile international matches weeks ago. But if you've been religiously watching the Joy Sports coverage, you've been seeing that they have been based here in Accra at the Pram Pram Soccer Center of Excellence as well. Where are they now?
Yeah, they're in Cameroon now. The tournament is starting this weekend, and they're in Cameroon. The team flew out yesterday to Yaoundé. They've got experience enough, and probably they've been through a lot of this. Portia and Florence Dotson, so they've been through a lot of these experiences. So for once, this team do not have much of an excuse. We know the issues are well documented, but they'll have to make do with what they have at the moment.
How does it? You say it shouldn't be much of a problem, but it is a problem. We spoke to Evelyn Insiasari, the spokesperson of the under-20 Women's World Cup team, the Black Princesses. Yesterday morning, I spoke to her here in a live interview, and she said that some of the mistakes which led to them conceding at the last minute could have been avoided if they had high-profile friendly matches earlier on to be corrected. Do you think that some of these things are excuses, really?
No, I beg to differ, because black maidens have set a precedent. They almost got to the semi-finals of the competition, and you know that these girls complained they did not have pad, they had to do their own laundry. So once the black maidens set that precedent...
Stories which came out to be untrue in the end.
Okay, they were fine, they were untrue, but they complained, they were nagging. Sorry for my word, but they were nagging. There was not enough money here, this and that, and they still made it out of the group stages to the quarterfinals. Black Princesses, experienced players, most of these players, Sandra Usuansa just played with the maidens, Jane Eyem has played with the maidens, he's played with the Black Princesses. They've got people with experience, they've got this exposure. So coming out to see because you not played high profile friendlies is just not understandable. It can't be.
It's not good enough. However, the larger problem, the larger picture you agree with me that motivation, especially in the women's game, is seriously lacking. Going forward, we know that the under-20 team, again, were unable to keep a lead. They were leading against France earlier this morning, but they allowed France to come back into it as well. Let's now hear from Samira Suleiman. We'll do that, but here are the highlights of the game involving France and the Black Princesses. Quick, take us through it.
So that was a game, you know. But it was quite unfortunate, but because on Monday against New Zealand, the Black Princesses dominated possession. But in this game, France dominated possession. They had 62% of the ball, while Ghana had only 38%, and that was the opener. But just after this goal, Sandro Sounsah pegged back the French, the quality equalizer.
Okay, now, even as we watch highlights of that game, the Black Queens were, the Black Princesses, drew 2-2 in this one. Let's hear from Samira Suleiman, who speaks for the Black Queens. She's one of the players as well, too. Let us know what motivation and how it's lacking for them as well.
Through ball for
hoping for the best. It's our prayer. We are hoping for the best. Because when you listen to stuff around and other things, though nobody has been here to tell us anything, but as you said, we saw what happened to our sisters. We are humans. It would definitely demoralize us a little bit. But what can you do? This is what we have chosen. So we are going to do all we can. If not for the money, at least for Mother Ghana.
Right, so that's Samira Suleiman there. And as they are going into the tournament, Kweku, I mean, they are in the same group with Kenya. The first match is against Kenya, and they have Mali also in their group as well. What will this do to them? Because they know that the help is not coming.
No, but this team won gold for Ghana at the All-African Games just last year.
It doesn't mean that they don't need motivation.
No, they need motivation, but you remember what happened in the city when the girls came, they begged their minister for money. They've been through this, and certainly something has to be done. But in this moment, there's no motivation. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit back and watch your opponents outrun you? They have to make the most out of it. Hopefully, once they do something, the government will come to their aid.
Okay, all right. So, as we speak about motivation, the fact of the matter is that the under-20 team playing in the Women's World Cup, the under-22 Women's World Cup, have still not won a game. We saw the highlights of that game as well. The first goal from France and the other from Ghana. It ended 2-2, like I said. France scored in the 93rd minute. And afterwards, some of the girls took to Twitter, and let's see what some of them had to say. This is Rahman Rashida. She's the captain of the team, and she tweeted that she's gutted, not the results we were looking for. All the same, we look forward to the last group game. Thanks for your support. And that's her exchanging pendants with the France national team captain as well. We have Ernestina Abambila as well. Yep, she's also one of the key players. She's a brilliant player, isn't she? Abambila is very, very good. And go through what she says.
She's very, very disappointed draw today. Now we focus on USA. It's not over until it's over.
It's not over until it's over, but Kweku, realistically, after this, can the Princesses go through quickly?
No. 4-3-2-1. That's the point.
That's the order. The team on top has 4 points, second, third, and then
France third with 2 points.
2 points, and Ghana has 1 point.
A lot of mathematics.
A lot of mathematics. Not looking good for the Black Stars. Not looking good also for the under-20 women's national team. Thank you very much, Kweku Ahen, for your analysis. You can get more match reports on the under-20 women's national team and what's happening to them in Papua New Guinea on the sports page of myjoyonline.com. My name is Gary Al Smith. We'll see you later.